Time now for the morning rush. We start things with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Looking at the possibility of some showers coming in this evening over the far northern mountains, Raton Pass area. The rest of us seeing an increase in cloud cover through the day today. Overnight into tomorrow, more showers, light snow accumulation for the higher terrain of northern New Mexico and southern Colorado, Albuquerque. A few spotty showers possible early Tuesday before things clear out late Tuesday night into Wednesday. Sarah?
In just hours, jury selection will begin in a high-profile corruption case involving former New Mexico State Senator Phil Griego. Nearly half of the potential jurors for the case have already been eliminated by lawyers and a judge. Those reasons include health issues, complications with work, family duties, and expressions of harsh feelings towards politicians. Griego is accused of pushing the sale of a state-owned building in Santa Fe to pocket $50,000. The charges he's facing coming up in the 5 Facts. Adam?
We are expecting to learn more from police today about the death of a pedestrian who was hit by 2 cars in the South Valley. BCSO says that man was hit on 2nd Street north of Rio Bravo just before 9 last night. The area was closed off, but it's since reopened. We're told that alcohol may have been a factor with one of the 2 drivers involved. As soon as we learn more about what did unfold there, we will be sure to update you. In the meantime, one of the teens allegedly connected to a deadly crash in a stolen Jeep could find out today if he'll remain locked up. Earlier this month, police say a group of teens and a 12-year-old in a stolen car crashed into another car, killing 23-year-old DeMarcus Balea. They say 18-year-old Dominic Rougemont admitted to stealing the car and causing that crash. Matthew Nieto, allegedly a passenger in the car, is now charged with conspiracy and tampering with evidence. Happening today, a man caught on camera allegedly breaking into a dry cleaner's is expected to face a judge. This happened Saturday at Marina's Dry Cleaners at Central and Lomas. Police say they responded to an alarm going off at the shop and arrived to find Aaron Cagle in there. You could see officers point a gun at him while he's inside. They eventually break the glass of the front door and arrest Cagle. There it is. It's still unclear why he was in there. On to News New this morning. State police are investigating a deadly crash in Doña Ana County. Officials say on Saturday night there was a head-on collision on I-10 in Mesquite. A preliminary investigation shows that a car traveling west in the eastbound lanes hit another car. The driver of the first vehicle died on scene. The other driver was not injured. New overnight, a family back in their home now after a fire broke out in northeast Albuquerque. This started just after 1 a.m. at a house near Pennsylvania and Osuna. AFD says they responded to that home after they noticed smoke coming from the garage. The family had to be evacuated, but crews did extinguish a small fire due to an electrical short. No injuries have been reported in that case. Good news. A new study in pediatrics is suggesting higher rates of attention deficit disorder in kids whose parents take acetaminophen for long periods. Doctors in Norway found pregnant women taking it for more than 3 weeks were 6 times more likely to give birth to babies with ADHD, and fathers with long-term use before conception had twice as many children with ADHD. Interesting. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index at a 4, looking at breezy to windy conditions. Those winds at the east 15 to 25 miles per hour. And cooler temperatures today, too. Only low 60s, but the winds will make it feel even cooler. So make sure to keep that jacket around for the later half of today, too. Adam?
Are not making it to class on a regular basis at APS. That's according to numbers from the Albuquerque Journal. It reports roughly 17% of kindergartners had 10 or more unexcused absences last year. That's the highest rate in elementary school grades. The number starts to decline as those grades progress. APS Superintendent Raquel Reedy says the problem is the misperception that kindergarten's like daycare rather than like serious learning time. How about this? An Albuquerque resident and a Baton Death March survivor is already looking forward to his next big birthday this morning. This weekend, he celebrated his 100th. Family and friends celebrated Ralph Rodriguez's mega milestone. Rodriguez was drafted into the U.S. Army when he was 18 years old, and while serving, his family says he was a prisoner of war for 3 years. Facebook is getting into the Halloween spirit this morning. Swipe right into the camera function to see 12 different spooky masks and backgrounds like these that you can share with friends and family. The social media site's also making it easier to trick or treat. It's sending reminders about neighborhood events happening nearby.
All right. right, time now for a check on traffic. Not seeing any major incidents out there. We do have a little bit of slowing, minor slowing on I-40 eastbound near Coors. They're doing some construction there, so various lanes and shoulders are restricted. But everything else actually looks to be okay. Of course, we'll keep eyes on it, and we'll have more updates on the traffic situation throughout the morning. On to some new facts this morning. It's not even Halloween yet, but we're already seeing new numbers regarding holiday shopping. Consumers say they're going to spend an average of $967 this year. That's according to a study released. The National Retail Federation says that's $31 more than what people said they would spend last year. And finally, a spooky White House South lawn will be open to trick-or-treaters later today. The President and First Lady will be handing out cookies, presidential M&Ms, and other goodies to kids from area schools, as well as military families and community organizations. That's pretty fun. That's neat. Nice decorating skills, too. On to the 5 facts. We will start with number 5 as baseball fans gear up for Game 6 of the World Series tomorrow night. This morning, Albuquerque native Alex Bregman is grabbing headlines across the country after a game-winning hit last night for the Astros. The walk-off hit finally ended the 5-hour-long 10-inning game. Bregman and the Astros now have a 3-2 lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers. Pretty fun. All right, number 4, in just hours now, family and friends are set to gather to remember the life of New Mexico legend Al Hurricane. A public funeral service is set for 10 a.m. this morning at Queen of Heaven Church for the music icon who died last week after a battle with cancer. Last night, hundreds came out for his rosary, many sharing memories of the beloved musician dating back decades. Number 3, we've been following breaking news for the past hour or so. Just into our newsroom, former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort just walked into FBI headquarters right here. This happened live on CBS about 6:15. The New York Times and CNN report that he and former associate Rick Gates have been ordered to surrender. All morning long, we've been reporting that the indictment into the probe looking into a possible connection between Russia and the Trump campaign could be unsealed as soon as today. Sources tell CBS a federal grand jury has approved charges brought by special counsel Robert Mueller. On Twitter, the president called the probe a witch hunt. This after reports that Democrats helped pay for some of the information in a dossier of allegations against the president's election team. And number 2, cooler across the state today. Albuquerque in the 60s, and most of us finding breezy to windy conditions. Some spotty showers overnight into tomorrow. Light snow accumulations for the mountains. Spotty rain showers for everybody else. On to number 1, jury selection in the trial of a former New Mexico state senator is scheduled to begin this morning. Attorney General Hector Balderas is pursuing charges of fraud, bribery, and ethical misconduct against Phil Griego, accusing him of pushing the sale of a state-owned building in order to pocket $50,000. Griego resigned from the state legislature in 2015 after an investigation by the Senate Ethics Commission. We're going to follow today's developments in court on air and on the KRQE News app. We have much more on this story, too, right now online.